Oh, you dropped your bed. You dropped your bed. Hi. Hey, hi, howdy. How y'all doing? Levi with Member Solutions on over here with Villain Support. Bye-bye. Hey, Levi, feeling better? Doing much better than I have been. I'm still like tired, but that's because I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule. Let's hold that off until I have to record. Steven! How you doing? Jeremy, Sandra, how you guys all doing? So we're gonna be doing an Invincible sketch. The sketch that I did, the Jared Leto Skeletor sketch, got nixed. When I had time to look at it, I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's effectively saying don't go watch this movie because Jared Leto's in it. And don't get me wrong, plenty of people have done that. However, that's not a video that I figured Chris would want on the channel, and I was right. He doesn't want that on the channel. That doesn't mean that I can't go and redo that video and punch it up and make it better and do it on my channel. But I do get where he's coming from, and I don't actually want to be like, hey, don't go watch this movie. I just want to do something funny, and a lot of people don't like Jared Leto, including myself. And the idea of Skeletor calling in to complain about Jared Leto, that's funny to me. It sounds wrong. I'm sorry, your boss is in the office. I annoyed her. She'll pop out any minute now. She walked away, but she'll probably be back, to be honest. All right. Now, one of the things I did is I had Chris write up a sketch for me. And because I've written sketches for him, or I've had sketches that I write, and I go, you know what? This would be better if it was through Chris's lens, and he would go and he would rewrite the lines, or we would rewrite the lines to fit his character and how his character would talk. And so one of the things I was like, one of the things you haven't done is you haven't done that for me. So he goes and he makes a quick sketch, and I go, hey, two things. This is kind of how it comes off. Is that how you want it? And then there's a couple lines here that sound a bit iffy because of how they are portrayed and how they come off with the community. And he was like, well, DBZ has the same problem. And I was like, yeah, but do we want to do that line? He doesn't think it was a line. And I was like, and he was like, you know what? You wanted to change it and do it, so do your thing. So that's what I did. And what we got, I think you guys will be happy with. I also had my kiddo, my oldest, give me input. And I'm not going to tell you what those lines are because you guys don't need to know because I've already changed it. It doesn't matter. It was one of those things where it was written as if it was in the universe, and it was written well. What's up, Doc? Rusty, how goes it? Kind of conclusion that villain is owned by cats, probably. And so it comes off as a recap episode. That is the first thing. And I want to get your guys' opinion on this and see if maybe we need to change some of the wording, or if you guys are like, nah, I think that works. Right? So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to record. So you guys get to be part of this process. Now, Chris did a good portion of the writing. I changed a few of the lines around to how I did. Not much here to be not much. I'm here to be mod. Well, thank you, Rusty. By the way, if you guys have Twitch and you have Prime, you can support us without it costing you a dime. It's one of the best ways to support us. Stream elements might be disappearing, and when it does, we'll have to get a new bot that works, because we have two of them and only one of them ever wants to work for some reason. All right, so this is how it goes. Omni-Man, no, listen, I can reactivate your hero. I think I'm going to record this while practicing the lines. I broke one of my favorite mugs. Coffee just isn't the same now. Oh, no. Okay. What mug did you break, man? I laugh, but I mean that in you know a better way. All right. Also, my phone is apparently near death, and I did not know that. So it's a good thing I decided that I want to plug it in. You know what? We're not going to turn on the light. I've got some really good like midday lighting going on right now on my camera, and that's what I'm going to go with. So, hey Joe, hey Tarkin. 3, 2, 1. Omni Man, Nolan. Listen, I can reactivate your hero account, but I have to know that you're going to stay a hero this time. There's already a warning flag on your account from the first time you flipped, man. You're a Viltrumite. Besides Thaddeus and your kids, name me one Viltrumite who works for the common good. One. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. You watched him get tossed around as if he had Bethesda ragdoll physics. I don't care that you wanted Mark to have the chance to prove himself. He's not squaring up to the school bully, Nolan. He's fighting a war machine on a watch list a mile long. Look, what I can do is call the coalition planets for you and get them over there. That offer's still on the table. It's in the account. If you were to spend however long it's going to take for Mark to wake up from his coma to focus on training your other son, that's fine. But what if Mark doesn't wake up for another 5 months or years for that matter? And how do you determine if he's not going to make it without real medical care? Okay. What if the rest of Viltrumites find you? Anissa, Kang, Lucan. You can't take them all out by yourself and protect Oliver and Mark at the same time if that does happen. You might be good, but you're not main protagonist with plot armor good. I'm just saying, being a hero requires critical thinking, strategy, logic, and most importantly, I would think here, knowing when to ask for help. Superman doesn't need to do those things because he's, Superman, Nolan. That's different. And I'd like to point out, he has asked for, help. Plenty of heroes do fine without a billionaire gimp daddy in the corner, Nolan. No. It is fair. It's totally fair. When's the last time you even saved the world or the universe because it was the right thing to do and not because you didn't want to share your new shiny toy? Never, Nolan. The answer is never. William Parr, that would be a good one for send that to me on Discord. Now I recorded that. It's done. I'm gonna take a look at it. I think that worked out pretty good because I've got it on both screens. Now, one of the things here is, although it's technically a one and done video, it's also one of those things where I could probably do better if I re-recorded it a few times where it doesn't look like I'm looking at the script. Now, I look at it and I go, I look like I'm looking at the script. A lot of other people think I'm just looking at the screen, looking at the account and talking. And I guarantee you, because I did a really weird thing way back in the day when I had the opportunity to. I wanted to see what I looked like when I was taking active calls. And I had to record myself anyways because of a work training video thing. So I got to see what I looked like when I was handling a call. And guess what I did? It was like nonstop looking at the screen while talking to them. So I think it works. And by the way, I just realized that like going forward, I could just like put you guys on the screen and I can like finagle the script and have it in both areas going forward. It's so much easier. Kiwi, my favorite hero is MacGyver. Where's the spandex? Now the question is, you seem to be more yourself today. Nice to see you. Have you hydrated and eaten today? I have hydrated. I have eaten. I've eaten well. I have had some sleep, not a lot, but I have had some. And I'm doing a lot better. I'm getting back in the groove. Besides, I'm going from depressed to just stressed to sick to back to stressed and sick. So it's not been a great cycle. And I did take my meds. Yeah. The only thing I'm currently worried about is the fact I haven't been able to pay the funeral home yet for Uncle Robin's thing, and not because I don't have the money. The money's there. I'm technically, I'm okay-ish. I'm making do. I've got the money to pay it. The problem is I can't get a hold of them, and they won't let me pay online. So, yeah. And then before this all happened, we were looking at getting an electric vehicle because we need one because the gas prices are getting to the point where they're virtually unsustainable, especially if they're going to continue to get worse when the kids go back to school. And we're going to wind up being trapped in the house if we don't get one. I am about $3,000 short of getting one right now, unless I get a loan. I got about $1,000 in cash, roughly, and I can do about $3,000, but that hurts. And then I can do a small payday loan or something to come up with the rest. Technically speaking, realistically speaking, I'm actually like $5,000 away from it. But if I continue to put money to the side, it's not going to hurt as much. There's places here, Stephen, that are like $15 a gallon or something like that. It's ridiculous. And I'd like to point out again, you guys get paid a minimum wage that's living. We have a $7.50 minimum wage. Most jobs don't pay enough to go to the job anymore. Yeah, there's $15 a gallon. I'd have to look it, but I think in California. 610 average. Hawaii's 516. Alaska's fine. Could have swore somebody in California was talking about how it was like $10 to $15 a gallon up there. Weird. I wonder if it was just for if it was diesel or something like that. Might have been something else. I'm not. That's me just putting a number out there that I heard and that I saw on TikTok. I wasn't entirely sure. $6 is still pretty expensive though, especially when you count the fact of how much we get paid. I so want to do some of that stuff, but fuck, isn't Wyoming like you guys getting paid $10 an hour? So that means you're getting half your money is going to gas right now. That's fucking stupid. It's fucking. I know people who aren't getting paid anything, and just they can't afford it. They can't. Hell, I can't. My spouse makes okay money, but when we get done taking the kids and everything, I'm spending $70 a week on gas, or more. It's not sustainable for us. It's too much. We have to save money. Your minimum wage is $14 an hour. We don't. Yeah, our federal minimum wage is fucking trash, and there isn't incentive to pay a living wage. There are waiters and waitresses that are making $2 an hour. You pay about $150 a month. That's still cheaper than $70 a week, my guy. I'm paying $70 a week at minimum. That's $280. I'd be saving 130 a month if I switched to an electric, if I had your particular electric car. And that's assuming that I didn't turn around and tack a solar charger onto it, so I didn't have to pay anything. Yeah. 23. Yeah, big old Kiwi. I know that. Like realistically, that you need to have prices. You know, we're not moving. I'm not saying it is. I'm just telling you what a Chevy Bolt uses. I keep hearing like the Chevy Bolt. I thought the Chevy Bolt was a hybrid. A hybrid is not the same as a fully electric car. They don't have the same. They have a lot of the same parts, but they don't have the same parts. Pretty much, you get about $1,000 every 2 weeks. 750 to rent, 200 to electric. My electric is pretty high. Plug-in, yeah, the plug-in electrics are nice. I've looked at them, and they're a little bit further in my range because I can get a plug-in. I can get a Chevy Bolt. I've seen some Chevy Bolts. See, there's a Chevy Bolt EV. I thought they just did that. I thought that was a. I thought that was a. When did that come out? Because I've been trying to find one, and I haven't found one that isn't like a hybrid. What year is your Chevy Bolt EV? 2017? How many, what's your range of that? Oh, fucking 15 grand. That's even further out of my price range. 15 grand. I'm trying to do like 6 to 7,000, which means I got about 120-mile range to 150-mile range if I can, and that will do my spouse going back and forth to work, some errands, taking the kids to work, that kind of stuff. 100 in cold, that's not bad. We could do 90 in cold and we'd still be good. If I could, you make all the fuel. So what do you guys think of that, the video? The Omni-Man Nolan, the Omni-Man video. So Omni-Man Nolan, listen, I can reactivate your hero. How'd you guys like that? How'd you like that script? How'd you guys like that video? Like I can upload it and we can rewatch it if you guys want. If you guys think I need to redo it, we'll redo it. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to upload what I want to upload. So glad you work from home, although I'm off work this week. Had to run the aircon the last couple of days though. Yeah, it's not too bad down here right now. It's 72. I don't have a whole lot of air movement, but I have this tiny little $20 light/fan that I can turn on now, and it does wonders. $20 well spent. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Omni-Man could mention the Viltramite. So one of the things is I didn't want to go in like, there's a line in DBZ that go that, and there's a thing where they go like, because they're saying they're battle hungry and blah 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 blah, and there's a whole subset of community that's like, and Viltrumites are getting that same treatment, and it's like, and so I can see the argument from both sides of like, it's not really this, but it kind of comes off this. And so I'm trying to be careful, and I don't want it to come off wrong. And that first line, my kiddo, when I told the first line, you're a Viltrumite. Besides Thaddeus, blah, 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 blah. And then the last line, we nixed, which re-emphasized the whole Viltrumite thing. I was like, no, kiddo was like, get rid of that last line, and I think you're fine. And then change up the other one. I'm like, okay. I love having someone from Gen Z be able to be like, actually, I don't think they're Gen Z. I think what are they? Yeah, Generation Z. Yeah. My kiddo's a Gen Z baby. They're considered late Gen Z, are sometimes referred to as Zoomers. There's Zoomer. That's funny. Oh my god, that's funny. Zoom. Oh, my kid was a Zoomer. Oh, I love that. That was too funny. All right, we're downloading it. We're gonna pop it open. We're gonna take a look at it. Don't tell them that. You have an aircon system by law to help the older folks stay warm throughout the winter. That's good. I've never had this house is the first house I've had central heating and air. And so I've been like dealing with the higher bills and stuff like that. The bills aren't unreasonable when I'm not running the 3D printer. When I was running the 3D printer like 24/7, it was a little bit pricey, but without having to run the 3D printer, it's not too bad. And if I can come up with the money to buy an EV without it hurting my bank account, and I can come up with the money to get like a little solar system set up so that I can at least charge or run something off of that, that'd be great. Realistically, I would need about like $8,000. I don't have that. I have it, but not without hurting. I wouldn't have any buffer zone. That would be rent money, and I can't afford that. I have to keep a buffer zone of rent because I quite often use that buffer zone to pay for food, and then I turn around like I get paid and I go, oh, I can put this money back. Got to balance. Your phone's getting low. All right. We just got it pulled up.
Man.
Ooh.
No. Omni-Man.
First time you flip, man. Nolan, listen, I can reactivate your hero account, but I have to know that you're going to stay a hero this time. There's already a warning flag on your account from the first time you flipped, man. You're a Omni-Man. Nolan, listen, I can reactivate your hero account, but Nolan, listen, I can reactivate your hero account, but I have to know that you're going to stay. Omni-Man. Nolan. I just realized you guys can't fucking hear me. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this, and I don't like the start of it. Right, I'm going to press play. We're going to watch it together. Omni-Man. Nolan, listen, I can reactivate your hero account, but I have to know that you're going to stay a hero this time. There's already a warning flag on your account from the first time you flipped, man. You're a Viltrumite. Besides Thaddeus and your kids, name me one Viltrumite who works for the common good. One. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. You watched him get tossed around as if he had Bethesda ragdoll physics. I don't care that you wanted Mark to have the chance to prove himself. He's not squaring up to the school bullying. He's fighting a war machine on a watch list a mile long. Look, what I can do is call the coalition planets for you and get them over there. That offer's still on the table. It's in the account. If you would have spent however long it's going to take for Mark to wake up from his coma to focus on training your other son, that's fine. But what if Mark doesn't wake up for another 5 months? Or years, for that matter? And how do you determine if he's not going to make it without real medical care? Okay. What if the rest of the Viltrumites find you? Anissa, Kang, Lucan. You can't take them all out by yourself and protect Oliver and Mark at the same time if that does happen. You might be good, but you're not main protagonist with plot armor good. I'm just saying, being a hero requires critical thinking, strategy, logic, and most importantly, I would think here, No one went to ask for help. Superman doesn't need to do those things because he's, Superman. No one. That's different. And I'd like to point out, he has asked for, help. Plenty of heroes do fine without a billionaire gimp daddy in their corner, Nolan. No. It is fair. It's totally fair. When's the last time you even saved the world or the universe because it was the right thing to do and not because you didn't want to share your new shiny toy? Never, Nolan. The answer is never. Outside of the starting point, which I can probably live with, to be honest, it's not a bad video. I did pretty good. That could definitely be a one and done video in my mind. What do you guys think? And I realized that there's echoing. I apologize. That was because I have the volume turned way up. No, I recorded it on stream. I just barely recorded it on the stream. It was like, you know what? Instead of just reading it to you guys, let me put on my headset and I'll act the whole thing through, and then we'll kind of go from there. Noise reduction, white balance, exposure. I'll turn the exposure back on. Can we get a Napa cut where Levi goes, help? What do you need, Levi? Are you okay? No, there's not going to be any cuts. I think that works. I think that works really well. Super quick. Usually I have bloopers. That's a good day. Could use more work to shorten it because there's a lot of inferencing with names. So a lot of this is also, it's a recap episode, Irving. There's a difference between like full comedic thing and you don't need to do names and everything, and recap where you want to put a bunch of names. So, and I asked Chris specifically, he wrote this. I asked him specifically, what do you think? Do we want to name? Now I could shorten it up realistically by a little bit, but Coalition of Planets has to be a thing. I don't care. Like specifying Mark multiple times is part of the storyline, not necessarily a joke here. It is literally enforcing the, hey, you did a bad thing to this specific character, and I need to make sure you understand that you did this bad thing. And I need the audience, by saying this name multiple times, to also infer that this is a bad thing that has happened to that particular character. I did think about cutting it back down to his kids and protect your kids if that happens. However, by specifying their names, we're reinforcing what we did earlier with Mark and going, hey, I am saying these names for a reason, for a purpose. So I agree with you in the normal sense. If it was a full-on comedic take, we weren't doing this long like recap type of deal. 100%, I would agree with you. I don't need to say a bunch of names. I don't need to say these names. I could cut out a bunch of this. I could tighten up and make a bunch of extra jokes. This is written like a recap. I don't know what episodes. I do know that it is recapping. I know what it is recapping, but I don't know the episodes exactly. That's something I would have to ask Chris and be like, hey, which episodes is this recapping? Which I can ask right now. If it lets me send messages at all. Really? What if you said something along the lines of, you watch Conquest giving Mark a similar beatdown as he did before? See, that makes it longer. So you had an issue with me going, I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. You watch him get tossed around as if he had Bethesda ragdoll physics. By doing this, you watch Conquest giving Mark a similar beatdown as you did before you switched, and you would have to continue before you switched to the side of before you switch sides. That cuts it down, but there's no joke in there now. And that was already cut down. He had originally cut out the joke where it was, I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. I don't care that you wanted Mark to have the chance to prove himself. He's not squared, and there wasn't this continuing. What I did here is I'm not, and again, this is the difference between John's character and Levi's character. Well, yes, Omni-Man has been a hero, but also a villain. Levi's giving him some respect, but he's also calling out and using these things. Plus, it's humor. We need to have some type of comedic take in this to keep people's attention, make them laugh, and that kind of stuff. Or at least I like to have that in there. And so that's why that's in there. Could it be shorter? Absolutely. If I wanted it to be shorter, I could shorten it up. I wanted those specific things in there to emphasize specific points. Now, originally, he's not squaring up to a school bullying, and he's fighting a war machine. I had the sadomasochistic the thing, but I couldn't say that when I was practicing the lines upstairs. I was like, I can't fucking pronounce that. I'm gonna go to say that. I'm gonna fuck it up because of my speech impediment. And although I can talk in a normal way if I'm on a regular phone call, being on a video camera and trying to do that on the fly is going to take so many takes. I could turn around and make it a hell of a lot easier. And I could have used that as a joke. That could have definitely Captain Turncoat. And see, again, could have put that in there. Now, I agree with that. This is pretty much a one and done. I think it works really well. It's from the most recent scene, but we need to specify that. I'm already back. I was going to hop on live with you. Ow! Do it. We might have somebody joining us. That's also a good one. I like the Bethesda ragdoll physics. I specifically like the Bethesda ragdoll physics because it fits. He got slammed and went weave. Like, if you watch it, I remember seeing the fights on TikTok. I remember seeing them, and I'm just like, he bounced. The motherfucker bounced. And apparently a dog died during that thing. Like, no one noticed. Apparently they put in the sound of a dog dying. Boing! They go everywhere. Now, Chris, I already showed everyone else the sketch. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
All right.
Yep. That looks like our logo in our background.
Better?
Yep.
The fuck? Sounded like somebody was trying to get my attention by stopping up there. Omni-Man, Nolan, listen, I can reactivate your hero account, but I have to know that you're going to stay a hero this time. There's already a warning flag on your account from the first time you flipped, man. You're a Viltrumite. Besides Thaddeus and your kids, name me one Viltrumite who works for the common good. One. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. You watched him get tossed around as if he had Bethesda ragdoll physics. I don't care
that you wanted Mark to have the chance to prove himself. He's not squaring up to the school bullying. He's fighting a war machine on a watch list a mile long. What I can do is call the coalition planets for you and get them over there. That offer's still on the table. It's in the account. If you want to spend however long it's going to take for Mark to wake up from his coma to focus on training your other son, that's fine. But what if Mark doesn't wake up for another 5 months or years for that matter? And how do you determine if he's not going to make it without real medical care? Okay. What if the rest of Viltrumites find you? Anissa, Kang, Lucan. You can't take them all out by yourself and protect Oliver and Mark at the same time if that does happen. You might be good, but you're not main protagonist with plot armor good. I'm just saying, being a hero requires critical thinking, strategy.
Can you pause it?
And
How did you pronounce the middle Viltrumite name?
I
Did you
don't
say
know.
Kang?
Possibly.
that does
It's
happen.
it,
You might be good, but you're not main protagonist. If you want to spend however long,
If that's the only hiccup, I'm not changing it.
from his coma to focus on training your other son, that's fine. But what if Mark doesn't wake up for another 5 months or years for that matter? And how do you determine if he's not going to make it without real medical care? Okay. What if the rest of Viltrumites find you? Anissa, Kang, Lucan. You can't.
You said Kang. It's Craig.
Craig, watch
Craig.
this.
General Craig.
Okay, watch this. Give me a second.
Yep.
Craig.
Kregg. Craig.
Okay, just wait.
What if the rest of Viltrumites find you? Anissa, Kang, Lucan.
Jeremy, that's because my goatee is CG. I just normally don't have the compensation on
Hey,
it.
Lucan.
Okay. So, how do you pronounce it?
Craig, just like the name, Craig.
Craig. So, give me a second here. Don't say anything. Craig. Echo. Da da da. Ba ba ba. Craig. I need to see how I'm saying it.
Anissa,
Craig. Yep. Okay. I'm looking directly at the camera or the fucking script in that. Craig. Nah, ba, 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 ba. I don't think I got that. Ba, 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 ba. Actually, I might have spot on that. Okay, compound clip. Audio. Normalize. Nope, that's not normalizing. Ba, 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 ba.
Anissa,
Craig.
Lucan.
You can tell. It came out so horribly. I think I'll just have the. I think I'd either
You
A.
should say
just
the
read-
three. You should say the three names together: Anissa, Craig, Lucan, because you're just saying the name, but you're not saying it the way you were saying it.
Anissa, Kang, Lucan.
Anissa, Kang,
Craig.
Craig.
Anissa, Kang,
Craig.
Lucan. You can't.
Craig.
Anissa, Kang, Lucan. You can't.
Craig. I need to look at the script while I'm doing that because I keep hearing it and I keep Craig. Anissa, Craig, Lucan. Anissa, Craig, Lucan. Yeah.
Anissa, Kang,
Craig.
Lucan.
Anissa, Craig, Lucan, Craig, Anissa. Yeah. Fuck. Nope. Not right now. Anissa. God damn it. Tobias. When I say not now, what does that mean? I'm sorry. Not now. Anissa, Craig, Lucan. Anissa, Craig, Lucan. Anissa, Craig, Lucan. You can see that the quality is not there. What is going on? Is my thing backwards?
That's a loaded question. Russ Peters, what's a Thanagarian? Never heard of a Thanagarian.
Anissa, Craig, Lucan. Anissa, Craig, Lucan. Anissa, Craig, Lucan. It's still not coming in very clear. What the fuck?
Hawkman and Hawk Girls race.
Anissa, Kang, Lucan.
No. I would have to either live with it or I'd have to
All right. Well, then it's gonna have to live with it then.
well, if that's like I said, if that's the only mistake, then possibly. But if
Let me see the rest of it.
let's start from back where we were.
To have the chance to prove himself. He's not squaring up to the school bully. No. He's fighting a war machine on a watch list a mile long. Look, what I can do is call the coalition planets for you and get them over there. That offer's still on the table. It's in the account. If you want to spend however long it's going to take for Mark to wake up from his coma to focus on training your other son, that's fine. But what if Mark doesn't wake up for another 5 months or years for that matter? And how do you determine if he's not going to make it without real medical care? Okay. What if the rest of Viltrumites find you? Anissa, Kang, Lucan. You can't take them all out by yourself and protect Oliver and Mark at the same time if that does happen. You might be good, but you're not main protagonist with plot armor good. I'm just saying, being a hero requires critical thinking, strategy, logic, and most importantly, I would think here, knowing when to ask for help. Superman doesn't need to do those things because he's, Superman, no one. That's different. And I'd like to point out, he has asked for, help. Funny heroes do fine without a billionaire gimp daddy in their corner, Nolan. No. It is fair. It's totally fair. When's the last time you even saved the world or the universe because it was the right thing to do and not because you didn't want to share your new shiny toy? Never, Nolan. The answer is never.
When played through, I'm not looking at the camera as much. Well, that single part got me because I'm looking at the script and it's bugging me, but the rest of it looks fine. But what do you think? Like if you like how it goes, besides that, me getting the name wrong. Besides getting the name wrong,
I hate to say this, but then the name is blatantly wrong. Kang is the bad guy from the Marvel movies, who ended up not happening because the actor was a domestic abuser, and they fired him.
I mean, ask again when Levi has forgotten. He said not now. Oh yeah. Kang, Craig. I find it funny that the way it's spelled and the way it sounds is not exactly. Anyways,
the way it's spelled is exactly the way it sounds. It's exactly phonetic. Craig. K-R-E-G-G is Craig.
I see that. I think Kang for some reason.
How? There's no A or N in it.
Is there anything else that you would change in that script with the way I got it?
Honestly,
yeah,
it was pretty clear you were reading a script and not acting a script that you were glancing at. If you want my honest opinion,
I could say you've done the same. But no, I get that. What happened here is that when I went to go read the script to get people's opinions on it, is Levi's special spelling.
Is it the end of the world? No, but that's just, you get picky about sound. I get picky about pronunciation and performance.
Yeah. Well, I get picky about performance at times too. Now Irving, one of the things he said is that we emphasize the names a lot. Now his kids' names, I understand. We could cut the names off of the Viltrumites. Is there a reason why we're saying those names particularly?
No, just because I was naming 3 Viltrumites, and Nolan would know who they would know who they were, and those are 3 of the ones that he would struggle with the most. Specifically naming Viltrumites that Nolan would find intimidating. Ones that he could beat given a prolonged battle, but ones that he couldn't just beat easily.
Yeah. So let's go over the script again and see what we can't tighten up and still keep with the comedic parts of it versus like a full, like the recaps are nice, but Levi would normally have a few more comedic.
I mean, this isn't so much an episode. It's a call with Omni-Man after Invincible killed Conquest.
Now you have access to the script as well, so let's pull it up, and I'm gonna zoom it in for everyone, and we're gonna go over this, and we're just gonna redo it. It's not that big of a deal to me. If that's what it seemed like, I was not making it a big deal. It's really not. I can redo it. That was a first record, and I was like, oh, that wasn't a
Did you say the name Thetis in the third?
I think so, yeah.
I don't remember.
Omni-Man, no. Listen, I can reactivate your hero account, but I have to know you're going to stay a hero. There's already a warning flag on your account from the first time, man. You're a Viltrumite. Besides Thaddeus and your kids, name me one Viltrumite who works.
What name did you say?
Said Thaddeus. Is that how it's
it's Thetis.
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 Thetis. John is being mean to Levi and making him re-record Slayer. It really is okay. I looked at it the same way and I was like, yeah, it feels like I'm reading off. The first part of it is really good. The part that people are going to get interested in and stay for is good. But I did have apparently Thetis. It is not Thaddeus.
And Slayer, there's we've both made the other person re-record many times in the past.
Yeah.
Is it frustrating when you're really happy with the take you had? Yes.
Not happy.
Is it better when someone else can look at it and say you have a couple mistakes here that really need to be fixed? Yes.
And see, it's not that easy to add it in because I don't have any cutaways here. This is a straight through type of thing. So we're looking at what we're wanting to do is tighten up this script. We don't need a bunch of names. There are some names in here. So let's rewind this here. Omni-Man, Nolan. Why am I doing Omni-Man and then dropping down into Nolan? Even if I do Omni-Man, Nolan, listen. It doesn't make sense to do both of those too much.
It's more. It's just like you're making a personal connection. Omni-Man, Nolan, like your hero name.
That start out with the personal connection, though, is what I'm saying. So what I'm asking is, like, for audience reasons, is there a particular reason we're saying Omni-Man and then Nolan for the audience? Because why am I not just starting out with Nolan?
Not for the audience. No. So you're saying Omni-Man for the audience that doesn't know him as Nolan. And you're saying Nolan for the audience that knows him as both and appreciates the fact that you're making a personal connection, calling him by his real name. It's the same reason that, like, you go Spider-Man, but Peter, or I go, listen, Voldemort, Tom. Okay. Like, it's the same kind of thing where you're getting rid of the name that they have for themselves and using their real name to try to be like, listen, you don't need to keep it in there.
No. So this for everyone here. This is a bit of a writing thing I learned back in the day. If you're starting a sentence out like that, and it's the start of, like, say, the chapter, and you didn't have previous chapters explaining this, it makes zero sense to do that. However, and from a reading perspective, you can make that work. But from a video perspective, you would want to have that Omni-Man Nolan dropping formal to informal a little bit further on into the sketch.
You could. I'm gonna
The Omni-Man, listen, I can reactivate your hero count, but I have to know. And then I start saying Nolan later on because I dropped the formal,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
I'm gonna change the third line and get the name Thetis out of it entirely.
Okay. Plenty of people know the Deep's real name is Kevin outside of the universe, because they kept saying what his name was throughout the show, but they didn't do it as in like a Kevin right away until Starfire, which I forgot her name all of a sudden. Usually I have it right on the right there. Started calling him Kevin instead of the Deep. But you can look back at the boys as the example that I'm putting out here, where they don't say Kevin at the start. They are talking to him and then they go Kevin. Or they go Deep and then Kevin and go from there. Annie, thank you. Starlight Annie, yeah.
So that line changed to "You're a Viltrumite." When's the last, or you can even just say, yeah, when's the last time a Viltrumite did anything for the common good?
So we do need to specify, and the reason why I had specified, yeah. Does Mark do things for the common good? Isn't Mark's considered Viltrumite?
He's
I feel like
Viltrumite.
I thought he was considered pure Viltrumite because of the way it works with the Viltrumites.
He still sees himself as half Viltrumite.
Yeah, both in the first line was a bit much. My shirts will say I answer for them with arrows pointing in any direction except for some. So Omni-Man, listen, I can reactivate your hero account, but I have to know you're going to stay a hero this time. There's already a warning flag on the account from the first time you flipped. You're a Viltrumite. When's the last time a Viltrumite did anything other than for themselves or the Viltrum Empire?
No, that's an awkward sentence when it's read. Yeah, I was like, just do this.
Yeah, I keep looking at it, and yeah.
Yep.
And we get to the Nolan a little bit easier. There's already a warning flag on your account from the first time you flipped. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. You watch him get tossed around as if he had Bethesda ragdoll physics.
So keep in mind, in this fight we're talking about, Mark killed Conquest.
That particular, I thought he lost. Okay.
He lost the first time. He killed him the second time, but literally got his gut ripped out and was in a coma for 2 months on an alien planet. So that's when it takes place.
So that's the one where he choked him out, right?
When he killed Conquest by choking him out, yeah.
Yeah. He still got tossed around though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that still fits. All right. I don't care that you wanted Mark to have a chance to prove himself. He's not squaring up to the school bully, Nolan.
He was fighting a war machine on a watch list a mile long.
Can I add one, like a little bit to the line before that?
Yeah, go for it. This is no different than, for everyone here, this is no different than if he was making a Doctor Who sketch or a Supernatural sketch, and I was like,
Well, how's
hey,
that? How's that? You didn't. I know he won, but you watched me get tossed around as if he had Bethesda ragdoll physics while he did.
I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. I know he won, but yeah, so we need a pause right there. I now have to have a full pause. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just, you're putting in asterisks. I'm just making sure that we know not to say the word pause.
You didn't. I know he won, but you watched him get tossed around as if he had Bethesda ragdoll physics while he did. Before he did. Before he did.
Or just the whole fight. Because there is no point where Mark had the upper hand in that fight. He was choking Conquest, who literally punched through his stomach and tore his guts out, and Mark still didn't let go.
No. Oh yeah, I saw the fight on TikTok.
Yeah.
Irving, we're just scrapping that line, and it fits a lot better now because it makes a lot more sense that Levi goes to, I'm just saying you watched Mark fight, versus the other way around, which is a problematic sentence to begin with, and it's a stumbly sentence. It was just a reinforcing the Viltrumite thing, and there isn't a necessary thing to do that for all the people who have seen the series. And those who haven't, this should be something that they want to get into, not something that they want to avoid. So let's move on here. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. I know he won, but you watched him get tossed around as if he had Bethesda ragdoll physics the whole fight. I don't care that you wanted Mark to have a chance to prove himself. He's not squaring up to the school bully, Nolan. And see, now we get to the informal. That feels a lot better. He was fighting a war machine on a watch list a mile long. Look, what I can, now I can do the look. Look, what I can do is call the coalition of plans for you and get them over here. Over there. Keep saying here. Over there. That offer's still on the table. This line is cumbersome. This whole thing right here is a bit cumbersome.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Steven, that's actually, both these are pretty good. I know he won, but it was literally gut-wrenching. Look, I know you want your kid to have guts, but it nearly ended up being the exact opposite. That's probably better than the ragdoll physics, to be honest. This is probably more on the nose, though.
Your son is laying unconscious in a cave.
I don't think we need Uncharted. I think just Alien Planet is fine.
Well, the whole point is that if it was charted, the coalition could have found them. No one knew where they were. So Mark is laying unconscious in a cave on an uncharted backwater planet. How do you determine he's going to make it without real medical care?
Real quick, going back to the previous line with the ragdoll physics, if you were to pick one of these two lines, which one would you go with? Because I'm looking at these two lines, and I feel like these are better than the ragdoll physics joke. But it's also more on the nose, whereas ragdoll physics is going to resonate with a lot more people. So do we go resonate with more people, or do we go straight up, if you know, you know?
going along Steven's line.
Doing doesn't quite flow as well as what you had previously.
No, it doesn't. I like the guts line that Steven put in there, but it doesn't read great. It reads good, but not great.
I know he won, but it was literally gut wrenching. But I do like the ragdoll physics line.
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to read that. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. I know he won, but it was literally a gut-wrenching victory. I don't know.
And the Bethesda ragdoll physics, no one wouldn't know what Bethesda is. He wouldn't get the reference.
No, he wouldn't. I think the literally gut-wrenching victory works better. It's more specific to the sketch. It doesn't give as much of a it's a if you know type of joke. Versus a here's a joke within the first 30 seconds that you'll actually know. In fact, let's count that. Let's see how long that takes. 3, 2, 1. Omni-Man, listen. I can reactivate your hero count, but I have to know you're going to stay a hero this time. There's already a warning flag on the account for the first time you flipped. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. I know he won, but it was literally a gut-wrenching victory. About 30 seconds. 30 seconds, we get either a if you know joke or a joke for the audience. Flip it around. It was a gut-wrenching victory. It was a gut-wrenching victory. Literally.
Yeah, dude, that works.
Well, I'm just saying you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. I know he won, but it was a gut-wrenching victory. Literally. He's right. That works better. I know he won, but it was literally a gut-wrenching victory. I think that's semantics. What do you think?
I think it works either way.
Yeah. All right, let's move on from that line. Mile long, look what he does. Mark is laying unconscious in a cave on an uncharted backwater planet. How do you determine if he's going to make it without real medical care? The most you got there is sand. Okay.
Was there sand?
I don't know. Is there sand? I'm just putting it out there because it's a reference to Star Wars. Backwater sand.
We don't need a Star Wars reference.
Oh. All right. So if that line feels good, let's move to the next one. What if the rest of the Viltrumites find you? Anissa, Craig.
Let's just kill the names.
It does stumble no matter how you do it. What if the rest of the Viltrumites find you? You can't take them out by yourself if they gang up on you and protect the kiddos. I said kiddos instead of Oliver and Mark. We want to emphasize Oliver and Mark, so we have to say those names. What if the rest of the Viltrumites find you? What if they gang up on you? You can't take them out by your... Yeah, it needs to have like what if the rest of the Viltrumites find you? It's not the single one, because otherwise he's going to try to emphasize, I can take them on one by one. Well, what if they gang up on you? Instead of letting him have that sentence...
Pause. Okay.
What if the rest of my... What if the rest of Viltrumites find you? So I can rearrange how I say that, because I was trying to say it a different way. Without real medical care. What if the rest of the Viltrumites find you? Okay, what if they gang up on you? You can't take them out by yourself and protect Oliver and Mark if that happens. You might be good, but you're not main protagonists with plot armor good. Do we like that line? Does that sound good?
We can get rid of if that happens and just have it end at Oliver and Mark. Because the if that happens is implied with the what if they gang up on you.
Yeah. I got somebody yelling at me. 1 second. Not yelling, but I got it like a notice. Kiddo wanted to play a game, but I'm actively working. Oh, hold on. Yep. Okay. All right. Back to that. What if the rest of the Viltrumites find you? Okay. What if they gang up on you? You can't take them out all by yourself and protect Oliver and Mark. You might be good, but you're not main protagonists with plot armor good. Yeah, that flows better.
Yep.
I'm just saying, being a hero requires critical thinking, strategy, logic, and most importantly, knowing when to ask for help. How does he know Superman, but not Bethesda? I'm sorry. Everyone knows
Superman. I'm sure that Mark had Superman comics.
Yeah.
And Superman, the thing, like the gag we always do is that characters know other characters like them.
Yeah. What if surviving Viltrumites find you? Superman doesn't have to do those things because he's Superman, Nolan. That's different. And he's asked for help. That's different. And I'd like to point out, he's actually asked for, help. That doesn't really matter how I say that. I'll just wing that one. That line still works. Planet of Heroes do fine without a billionaire Gimp Daddy in their corner, Nolan.
Is that a Batman reference?
Yeah. If he knows Superman, he knows Batman.
Yep. Yeah.
No. It's totally fair. It is. When's the last time you even saved the world or the universe because it was the right thing to do, and not just because you didn't want to share your shiny new toy? I like where that line goes. I don't like how it's written currently.
The shiny new toy part doesn't work.
No. We need it needs the final like jab joke in that same vein. Because the whole reason why was because he didn't want to share the Viltrum Empire didn't want to do it. Well, we need a joke there, something to like poke it one more time, so that the answer is never has more impact than what it currently does. Because right now it's totally fair. It is. When's the last time you ever saved the world or the universe just because it was the right thing to do, not just because it just benefited you? Thank you. Benefited you. Never, Nolan. The answer is never. It needs a little bit more oomph. We need Darkwing or Homelander to receive a cease and desist. Superman has Batman. You don't. Would it be rude to drop in a Starkey comment about Nolan being a deadbeat dad a third time? No. We don't necessarily need to do that. We need something that shows him being selfish, / for the Viltrum Empire that is more in a joking manner, or something that it's not necessarily a joking manner, but it's, if you understand the reference, great. But it also needs to be something.
I think the joke is needed, and in fact, I think we can shrink the line down. Honestly,
Okay, well, what would you do to shrink it down? What if we just did? No. It's totally fair. It's totally fair. It is. When's the last time you did anything because it was the right thing to do? That shrinks it down. No. It's totally fair. It is. When's the last time you did anything just because it was the right thing to do?
I love it if you put emphasis. You did anything just because it was the right thing to do.
So let's
We'll throw that in his face.
Yeah, but then we changed. We go back up again. So no. It's totally fair. It is. When's the last time you did anything just because it was the right thing to do? Never, Nolan. The answer is never. You would have to do it like that versus never, Nolan. The answer is never. So instead of getting angry at him, we have to drop it back down.
Never, Nolan. The answer is never.
Yeah, it would be a dropping down, ending the sketch on that versus ending the sketch on a high, not a high note, a high energy. We ended on a low energy than a high energy. William, I see the comments about Darkwing. No, I'm not giving you the coordinates to thermosketch. So I'm gonna read it through. I'm gonna grab myself a drink first. I don't have water. I don't think.
Water.
Oh my god! I have a little bit of water.
How's everyone's day going?
Oh, I have at least a cup of water.
Yeah. Ian, you're right. He did do those things, but he did those things because it benefited him. And trying to make up for his past sins benefits him. That's his guilt working, not his desire to do the right thing because it's the right thing.
Ooh, that's a philosophical question. We're not getting into that.
Right.
We're moving on from that conversation entirely because so many things. There's so many things. You can start off feeling guilty and then wind up just being and doing the right thing because it's the right thing. But again, that's philosophical. That's not what this channel's about.
Mm.
And while yes, I do have videos like that, I'm not getting into that today. Moving forward. Omni-Man, listen, I can reactivate your hero count, but I have to know you're going to stay a hero. You're going to stay a hero this time. I need to emphasize the word stay. Bold. 1 second. I keep getting messages. Stay a hero this time. There's already a warning flag on the account from the last time you flipped. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You did it. God damn it, kiddo. Give me a moment. He's being too loud. Mother can't sleep. Oh, lovely. You did it. I know he won, but it was literally... Okay, I got to redo the whole thing now. Omni-Man, listen, I can reactivate your hero count, but I have to know that you're going to stay a hero this time. There's already a warning flag on the account from the first time you flipped. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You did it. I know he won, but it was literally a gut-wrenching victory. I don't care that you wanted Mark to have the chance to prove himself. He's not squaring up to the school bully, Nolan. He was fighting a war machine on a watch list a mile long. Look, what I can do is call a coalition of planets for you and get them over there. That offer's still on the table. Mark is laying unconscious in a cave on an uncharted backwater planet. How do you determine if he's going to make it?
That last line needs to be changed. That line right there is bugging me. How do you determine if he's going to make it without real medical care? I get what you're trying to establish here. We need to rearrange it a little bit. Mark is laying unconscious in a cave on an uncharted backward planet. Do you have the training to make... That part bugs me. How do you know if he's going to survive without real medical care? Oh, yeah, no, that fits. Instead of determine, it's how do you know?
Yeah.
That works. Moving forward. What if the rest of the Viltrumites find you? Okay, what if they gang up on you? You can't take them out all by yourself and protect Oliver and Mark. You might be good, but you're not main protagonists with plot armor good. Have I done the I'm just saying already? Yeah, I have. I need to change this right here. Another chance to be informal. Nolan, being a hero requires critical thinking, strategy, logic, and most importantly, knowing when to ask for help. Superman doesn't have to do those things because he's Superman, Nolan. That's different. And he's actually asked for help. Plenty of heroes do fine without a billionaire gimp daddy in their corner, Nolan. At that point, I don't necessarily need to have Nolan in there. Plenty of heroes do fine without a billionaire gimp daddy in their corner. No, it's totally fair. It is. When's the last time you did anything just because it was the right thing to do? Never, Nolan. The answer is never. But
that was Steven's line.
Okay, so we go from just so everyone's aware, we go from I'm gonna back up a few lines. Superman doesn't have to do those things because he's Superman, Nolan. That's different, and he's actually asked for help. Plenty of heroes do fine without a billionaire gimp daddy in their corner. No, it's totally fair. It is. When's the last time he did anything just because it was the right thing to do? Never, Nolan. The answer is never. Okay, listen, I'll reactivate the account, but you let me down again, we send Nappa to give you a spanking. It changes the whole feel of the video.
It does, but it ends it on a really fun little gag of like, okay, listen, we're gonna do this, but here are the consequences.
All right. Okay. I've got both these screens up where I can see them because I'm sharing the screen so I can see the things. As long as he doesn't take the screen down, I can see the script on both sides. I've got my recording already pre-set up.
Or you could do this.
What?
You can change it to... And John just messaged me. He says if you switch sides again, he's sending Nappa to give you a spanking. That way I can be in the video without being in the video.
If you want to, go for it.
Which line do you think is better?
Why don't I read both of them? Just put that second line.
Okay.
No, it's plenty of heroes do fine without a billionaire gimp daddy in their corner. No, it's totally fair. It is. When's the last time you did anything just because it was the right thing to do?
Never, Nolan. The answer is never. Okay, listen. I'll reactivate the account, but let me down again and we send Nappa to give you a spanking. Go back up. Plenty of heroes do fine without a billionaire gimp daddy in their corner. No, it's totally fair. It is. When's the last time you did anything just because it was the right thing to do? Never, Nolan. The answer is never. Look, John just messaged me. Said if you change sides again, he's going to send Nappa to give you a spanking. I need to do the, okay, listen, I'll reactivate your account. Never, Nolan. Never, Nolan. The answer is never. Okay, listen, I'll reactivate the account, but John just messaged me. Said if you change sides again, he's going to send Nappa to give you a spanking. I think the original line works better.
Yep, no, I agree. All right, before my lighting goes poof, because I have good evening-ish lighting. All right. You are not muted. So I should probably mute you. So One second.
Okay, what's up?
What if the last line is just off screen? You hear Nappa going, "Can I do it anyway?"
If you want to.
Not if I want to. Do you think it works?
I think
Or was me just piling on unnecessarily?
just give me a second. Okay, listen, I'll reactivate the account, but you let me down again, and we send Nappa to give you a spanking. You got to do the line.
Sorry.
Okay,
Can
ready?
I do it anyway?
Hold on. Let's back up.
All right.
Never, Nolan. The answer is never. Okay, listen. I'll reactivate the account, but you let me down again. Okay, listen. You know what? I'll reactivate the account, but you let me down again, and we're gonna send Nappa to give you a spanking.
Even if he doesn't let you down, can I still do it anyway? No, doesn't work. No.
Right. Unless you were unless Nappa popped in, and even then,
He hasn't been in the rest of the sketch. That's just more of a bit part thing.
Yep. All right. We good? Move.
Yep.
Good to record. Okay.
Do it.
All right. For everyone here, I don't mind adding stuff to it or making it a little bit longer and everything. We just got to see how it feels. I like seeing how it feels because the way you write it and the way it winds up being recorded when you start practicing it can be vastly different. All right. I forgot that I needed to mute you. Glad I hadn't hit record yet. All right. 3, 2, 1. Omni-Man, listen, I can reactivate your hero count, but I have to know that you're going to, stay a hero this time. No, there's already a warning on the account from the first time you flipped. I have it right here. I'm just saying, you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. I know he won, but it was literally a gut-wrenching victory. I don't care that you wanted Mark to have a chance to prove himself. He's not squaring up to some school yard bully that I screwed up the fucking I screwed up anyways. I was losing my flow. Okay, let's just do a bit of it.
You wanted literally the end of it anyway, so I just moved that.
Omni-Man, listen, I can reactivate your hero account, but I have to know that you're going to stay a hero this time. I literally have a warning flag on the account from the first time you flipped. I'm just saying you watched Mark fight Conquest. You could have helped. That's what a hero would have done. You didn't. I know he won,
but it was a gut-wrenching victory. Literally. I don't care that you wanted Mark to have some chance to prove himself. He's not squaring up to some schoolyard bullying, Nolan. He was fighting a war machine on a watch list a mile long. Look, the note also includes that the Coalition of Planets does still have an offer for you on the table. I can give them a call. Mark is laying unconscious in a cave on an uncharted backwater planet. How do you know he's going to survive without real medical care? Do you? Do you even care if he survives? Okay. Then what if the rest of the Viltrumites find you? What if they gang up on you? You can't take them out all by yourself and protect Oliver and Mark. You might be good. You're not main protagonist with plot armor good. Nolan, being a hero requires critical thinking, strategy, logic, and honestly, most importantly, knowing when to ask for help. Superman doesn't have to do those things because he's, Superman, Nolan. It's different. And I'd like to point out, he's actually asked for, help. Plenty of heroes do fine without a billionaire gimp daddy in their corner. No, it is totally fair. It is. When's the last time that you did anything at all just because it was the right thing to do? Never, Nolan. The answer is never. Okay, fine. Listen. I'll reactivate your account on one condition. You let me down, and I send Nappa to give you a spanking. All right. Let me unmute you and find my mouse again. Where's my mouse? Boom. Okay, you're unmuted.
Okay.
How was that? What?
I think it's good.
All right. If I play with Kiddo now, I don't know when I'll get a chance to. Can I send it, since you know more about it and you would know kind of like what to title it and
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll edit it.
All right.
Oh, that's tonight. Scheduled for tomorrow.
That should be the correct one. You're gonna get that blooper of me going. Anyone else like how I immediately? Could replace that line with a "When did you ever do anything completely selfless?" We could. If Chris needs me to re-record, I'll
Nope, we good.
things later.
We'll keep it as is.
Water has.
Yeah. Dang.
So I got kiddos asking me to spend time. It is around dinner time for me as well, so I got to figure out dinner. I want to thank everyone for joining me. This has been fun, especially Chris, who again wrote this, and I just changed things up to have a bit more of Levi character flair. And I really liked us going back over and redoing it again. We actually had that conversation when we were doing a different. Hey, wait! Before we call it, there's another script. You want to go over that real quick? Give that a read while we're live.
Which one?
The one we were working on earlier. The Predators versus Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
We can read that. We can read that with everyone. Get some feedback on it.
Where did I put that?
I've got it. I'm opening up the tab now.
There we go. Found it. Okay. Yep. Let's do it.
All right. Go for it.
Do you have any idea how many people wear red, white, and blue costumes? Are they wearing a cape? No? Okay, so that eliminates like 50% of your possibilities right there. Edna would approve. Okay, I need more. Helmet? No helmet. No, you're not his grandmother. Why would you ask me that? What big teeth you have, Grandma. Okay, look, I love playing 20 questions with y'all. I really do. But I think I know who this is. Is there a spider logo on the uniform? Okay, I'll give you one guess of what a hero with a spider on their chest is called. You scroll up. Okay, thank you. No, not Bite Man. If there's a spider on his chest, he's called Spider-Man.
Spidey, you fight aliens on the reg. I'm gonna need a bit more than one ugly motherfucker that needs a breath mint. Well, for starters, are they bipedal or humanoidish? That would kind of narrow it down. Oh, mandibles. Do they open like weird, creepy, fanged mouth wings? Was he wearing a mask at first? John?
Did he knock your mask off?
Bipedal just means they can walk. I'm not having this conversation while you are actively fighting them. Look, they are called. Your line.
I'm sorry. I'm yawning. Ugh. Yautja are not the ultimate predators. You just think you are. He's dealt with way worse, and he should have been on the do not hunt list. I even updated that and emailed it out last week. And that's why you're hunting him, isn't it?
Okay, fine. Short version. These guys are like Timu Cravens, but without his good sense of humor and a nuke strapped to their wrist.
Look, as long as he's making jokes, that means he's not taking the fight seriously, and you're fine. You know what? Give me 1 second. Psst, Levi.
What? I'm a bit busy.
$20 is I can help the Predators beat Spider-Man.
You wouldn't take a losing bet. What do you have up your sleeve?
You guys want a quick win? Whoever's the most injured just needs to play the Beverly Hills Cop theme on their arm pad and nuke the whole area. The rest of you can escape. If one of you survives and Spider-Man doesn't, victory. You have a better idea? What's your better idea? No. Aunt May is not a better idea.
Oh no. Look, I'm sure they won't. Maybe they would. Spider-Man? Peter? Hello? The call didn't get us. Oh no. John? Moving headphones.
Damn it.
You owe me $20. Nasty look.
Yeah. Steven's right. I really think you need to get rid of bipedal and just have it be, are they humanoid or not?
So, this point right here, he knows what it is, and we had this argument, like we were having this thing here.
Right. But the audience doesn't need to know that, and Spider-Man shouldn't have to get told that.
No, it's more along the lines of him arguing with me. So we need something else there. We need if we do get rid of it, which is fine. And I know that he would know this. That's not the point. It's him correct. It's Spider-Man correcting me, but it doesn't work without Spider-Man having his line correcting me. Without him having the line to be like, bipedal means blah, 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 this, and then me interrupting him, it doesn't work. We're 100%, you guys are right. Without Spider-Man voicing it and you guys hearing what he's saying, it doesn't work. Now, if you could hear Spider-Man, him correcting me would work. Because then he's showing his intelligence and knocking me down a peg. So, what is my line here? Because did he knock over your mask? I need a line here where I'm talking to them.
In fact, honestly, the mask bit isn't needed either. We can kill this. And then or
We don't have a point where John notices Levi at that point, though. And so you would wind up getting rid of the rest of the
What do you
sketch
mean?
have to be rewritten.
No, not at all. Not at all. So it's you going, Spidey, you fight the aliens on the break, da 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 da. Well, for starters, are they humanoid-ish? I kind of narrow it down. Oh. Mandibles. Do they open like weird, creepy fang mouth wings? Was he wearing a mask at first? Yeah, look, those are called, and then he goes, John, Yautja are not the ultimate predators. You just think you are. Spider-Man's, let's just say Spider-Man, dealt with way worse, and he should have been on the do not hunt list. Da, 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 da. Back to you. Fine. Short version, these guys are like Timu Cravens, but has a good sense of humor, and with a nuke strapped to their wrist. And we're just cutting back and forth. It doesn't do it. It doesn't hurt the sketch at all.
Look, as long as you're making so John does his line and then puts me on hold, Levi. Currently, how does Levi and John know that they're on the same call without actually actively overhearing and making it clear that it was overheard? Because currently what we have is, yes, I have a big loud sigh, but we don't have an acknowledgement unless we have something here.
Hold on.
That works. That works. Let's read it from. I'll have the moment.
Oh, not up my sleeve. On theirs.
Oh, I like that. Oh, that would kind of. Oh, mandibles? Do they open like weird, creepy fang mouth wings? Was he wearing a mask at first? Look, they're called
Yautja are not the ultimate predators. You just think you are. Spider-Man's dealt with way worse, and he should have been on the do not hunt list. I even updated and emailed that out last week. And that's why you're hunting him, isn't it?
Okay, fine. Short version. These guys are like Timu Cravens, but without his good sense of humor and with a nuke strapped on their wrist.
Look, as long as he's making jokes, that means he's not taking the fight seriously, and you're fine. You know what? Give me 1 second. Psst, Levi.
What? I'm a bit busy.
You talking to Spider-Man?
Are you talking to the Predators?
$20 says I can help them win.
You wouldn't take a losing bet. What do you have up your sleeve?
Not my sleeve. On theirs. You guys want a quick win? Whoever's the most injured just needs to play the Beverly Hills Cop theme on their armband and nuke the whole area. The rest of you can escape. If one of you survives and Spider-Man doesn't, victory. You have a better idea? What's your better idea? No. Aunt May is not a better idea.
Oh no. Look, I'm sure they won't hurt. Maybe they would. Spider-Man? Peter? Hello? Call didn't disconnect. Oh no. John?
Damn it.
You owe me $20. Deadpan, and then the grin is at the end. Like I
Yep.
say that you owe me $20. That currently feels a little bit weird.
When you get to look shocked, make sure that you pause long enough to, because I know we're just reading through it right now, but make sure it's like, oh no, look, I'm sure they won't hurt her. Maybe they would.
That's the reason why I kind of like feel like there should be Levi should say, you know what, keep it. No, you shouldn't. Levi would totally cash in on it. If you think that Levi would go after Cthulhu for $20 and not John, Levi's not letting Cthulhu off the hook. He's not letting John off the hook. It doesn't matter the reason why. John made the bet. He lost it. Now Steven mentioned this part.
Which part?
Okay, fine. Short version. These guys are like Timu Cravens, but without his good sense of humor and with a nuke strapped on their wrist. So you want me to emphasize with?
Well, yeah. The word "with" wasn't originally there. I added it.
Yeah. And currently, it's. I'm not talking about Craven at all. It's okay, fine. Short version. These guys are like Timu Cravens, but without his good sense of humor and a nuke strapped to their wrist. Still fits with or
nope. If you don't have the word "with," it sounds like you're still talking about Craven.
Okay. With a nuke strapped to their wrist.
Yeah.
I think this works for now. We can come back. We won't have time to record it for a while, anyways.
Yep. Go do kid time. I gotta make food anyways.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. You guys, I want to thank you guys for. I feel John would give Levi the middle finger at the end. We can do that, but at the same time, the nasty look and then Levi grinning is that middle finger type of thing. I want to thank you all for joining us. I wish you all peace of mind, serenity, body, and spirit, and harmony among others. Remember, take it one breath, one step, one day at a time. Until the winds blow your sails our way again, you'll have an Acme day.
Have an Acme day is a part of the villain. Having an Acme day will charge about your account. Have an Acme day.
And have an Acme day simply means it's the best day you possibly can have. Bye now.